Welcome to Coming In Hot. Thank you live from Airplay Beach for the intro music. We are recording live from Darling New Media Studios in Midtown Sac. Now, everybody that's listening, when we talk about entrepreneurs, when we talk about women on top of their game in Sacramento and surrounding areas, when you talk about someone, a mother, a chef, a provider, this is the guest that we have on today. If you don't know who I'm talking about, we talking about the founder, CEO of Firehouse Crawfish. We talking about Station 16's seafood restaurant CEO and founder. When we talk about Station 38 Coffee, when we talking about Daikon Korean barbecue, and then she was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get into cosmetics. We talking about Chef Minnie in the building. What up, Chef?
Hello, guys. Thanks for having me. You're gonna make me cry saying all that.
This is all you. This is what you do. I'm just going off the Instagram, the YouTubes. You all over the place. But hold on. Before we get started here, you do like burgers and stuff too, right? Like you're doing burgers. You all over the place. So let's start from the very, very beginning. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from South Sac.
Representing. What part of South Sac? There's different parts of South Sac.
You know, Eder Creek 47th.
Oh, what's up? Yeah. You grew up a little hard then. I love it.
I did.
All right. So from there, where did we go from South Sac, high school, elementary school?
So I went to elementary school in Eder Creek Elementary. And then went to Rudder.
Okay.
In Rudder. And then we graduated from Florida High School. Okay. And then it was Sacramento State.
Okay. College. All right. So you must know Kong of King Kong. He's from out that way.
And my husband knows him. I think he went to high school with us.
Okay. And then Jake, my business partner, went to school with your husband as well, right? All right.
Yeah. So, I think we all went to school together. It was Florida High.
Yeah, he was at Florida High too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said that he didn't run with your husband, but he was kind of adjacent to your husband. I think your husband's maybe a couple years older than him, something like that. So like that. Is that where you and your husband met? Because we're gonna get into all this stuff. I'm just trying to get the background real quick.
You know, actually, me and my husband met before junior high.
Okay.
You know, before junior high started, it was James Rudder Park. I was walking my dog and he was playing volleyball.
Okay.
Somehow the ball rolled up to me and he came chasing after the ball, asking me to, you know, get the ball for him. And then he started asking questions about my dog. So that's how.
All right. As a man, was this on purpose? Have you guys ever went deeper into the story?
You know, I think it was on purpose, but you know, let's just have him think what he thinks.
Because as soon as you said that, I was like, that was on purpose.
Yeah, you know, that was nowhere near the ball.
Like he probably saw you like, you know, a few times and was like, next time she comes through here when I'm playing volleyball, I'm gonna roll this ball and then I'm gonna holler.
Yeah.
I like his game.
What's funny was we were only 12 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You haven't been together since 12.
No.
Okay.
No. We have not been together since 12. We got together when we were around 28.
Oh, so you got everything out of both of your systems and then, all right, good.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a question that I need to ask you because around 2000 and I believe 12, I started going to a place called Boiling Crab out there in South Sac on 65th, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then somebody said, no, don't go there. You got to go to Firehouse Crawfish. And then I went there and I was like, where's this been all my life? Because don't get me wrong, boiling crab is good.
Mm.
But I had Firehouse Crawfish and it changed my life. You understand what I'm saying?
What sauce was it that changed your life?
No, I can't be doing all the spicy stuff. So it was
Okay.
probably because I went to boiling crab, correct? And I got the hottest because I'm like, oh, I could do it. I could, don't. And I don't think I could function for 3 days after that. So anytime I ever have like any kind of seafood in a bag, I have to get mild. But all the sauce and all the spices. So I probably got mild, but I got all the shake. Is that correct? That's original?
No, the collision.
The collision, okay.
Collision is when all the sauce collide together, and that's when.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then we got Firehouse Crawfish, and then you open Station 16. Where are we going in this business plan where you got 2 boil in a bag seafoods?
It was not planned.
Okay.
So when we opened Station 16, it was more of a sit down bar, casual, more than a seafood boil.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But then when COVID hit, we had to scale our menu back and our business back.
Okay.
Okay. So when COVID hit, I couldn't think. I had to sit there. I'm like, I can't do anything. I can't plan. I can't build recipes. We have to look back and see what went wrong the past 4 years. How come it was so hard for us to maintain this massive monster? One, it was the menu. We had a massive menu, so there was a lot of food waste. There was a lot of chefs coming in and out, and they're not executing it to where we need it to be. So, well, you know what I did? I went out there with a hammer and I demolished the oyster bar.
Oh, okay.
Because it was such a headache. When you run a business and when there's multiple moving parts and it's not working, you gotta see what can you take away so you can focus on the goods.
Yes.
So that's what we did. We cut back the menu. We just focus on what's great and make it greater. And then Firehouse seems to be working, and people love the sauce and the experience of coming out and sitting there and putting your hands in your food, dipping, sucking, licking, eating, and repeating. So we're like, why not, right? And that's what we did. So it was not planned. Sometimes when you make plans, it doesn't work out. It just falls in place.
Yes.
And that's what happened with Station 16. But honestly, with what it is now, when COVID's over, I know you have the same problem with your restaurant. No one's working right now. No one wants to work.
Nope.
So we're short-staffed everywhere. So we gotta make it like a seafood boil, so it's faster for our customers to be in and out, so that our staff can clean faster, and that is more sanitized. And that's why you have that paper right there.
Yes.
The table covers. So we'll see. After COVID is over, we'll see where Station 16 will be. But hopefully, everything works out.
Yeah. No, and it definitely will. I believe in Station 16. It's a great location. You guys have been doing your thing for a minute. So Firehouse Crawfish, when did that come about?
Now, Firehouse Crawfish came about in 2011, which is 10 years ago. This month is the 10th year.
Okay. So where do these recipes come from? Where did this?
Right here.
Okay. No, but where did the whole boiled seafood in a bag come from? How did you get it? Because when you think about boils, you think about Louisiana, you think about, deep South, or you go more northeast to, the lobster bakes and stuff like that. But it seemed like you gravitated towards the culinary side of things, thinking about your seafood, first of all, because that's one thing. When I first went to Station 16, I told my wife, because she was like, well, this isn't really the same. And I was like, no, the cookery of the seafood is excellent. Like, I don't know how you guys are doing it. I don't know if you're cooking it separately. I'm not trying to get no secrets, but where did you come? Like, I know it's from the heart, but because you got to write this business plan out, Minnie. So
let me tell you, we didn't have a business plan. Like 2011 is when Firehouse started, but we were struggling for 4 years. We were going to close the doors. I had to let my employees go. My boyfriend at the time, which is my husband now, he was the cook and the dishwasher. I was the host and the server. And I had my sister on emergency, call. Like when I have more than 5-6 table, I would text her H. And that's all I could text her is H, meaning help.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, she'll be in the restaurant, bussing tables or, helping me out with my customers. So the journey was very, very, hold on, okay, my kid is asking me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, babe? Okay, hold on. I gotta grab him a towel. 30 seconds.
Okay.
Mama's in a meeting right now. I need to stay out there for a bit. Okay, babe? So Firehouse Crawfish, it took us a very long time to start swimming. We were just drowning and trying to stay afloat at the same time. And that's, where am I going with this? The seasoning came in play when I knew we were drowning. Like, oh my God, we don't have customers.
Okay.
Something wrong with the sauce. We only have one sauce, was the original sauce.
Okay.
And it was more like an Asian fusion sweet flavor with the coconut. And we were drowning at the time. And then I remember one time it was raining. My husband was in the back and I was in the front. There was no customer. A family of 8 came in and I was excited. When you open a new business, you have 8 people coming in. Like, ooh, if that level people would tell 16 people and it's gonna grow. Yeah. They looked at me. They turned around and said, we'll be right back. I heard tires going out of the parking lot. Then
why do you think this was?
If you come into a restaurant, it's raining, there's no customers, I will leave too. So my husband came out with his apron, he's been washing dishes back there. He said, what happened? What did you say? Were you being bitchy to them? I'm like, no, I know I'm stressed right now. And I know we ain't got no money, but I was smiling, I was being nice. And I looked around and said, if I were them, I would take my kids and run too. Yeah. You're not a single person in this restaurant. And that was when I knew I had to do something. Like, we were new in the business, 4 years in. I'm like, I need to create a sauce that make people want it. Like, after they eat it, they gotta fall in love with it. So I gotta have something spicy, tangy, sour, something different, something different from the rest. So growing up, we grew up poor. And my mom worked all the time. Before she go work, she would cook. And her kitchen would smell gourmet every morning. That's how you wake up. She worked with the lemongrass, the onions, the garlic. She sauteed it down to the butter. And I went back then when I was a kid, how did I connect with spices and the kitchen, So I started cooking like my mom did. Yep. I kind of infused the Asian flavors in with the Cajun that I love. And that's how I came up with the thick glass. The sauce thick glass. It was a thicker sauce with butter, garlic, lemongrass. And then when that sauce came out, boy, I need to understand marketing, right? Like, how am I going to tell the people to try the sauce? So we had a sale for a pound of prawns for $4.99, but it had to be with the thick glass. Now, once you have that pound for $4.99, you can come back. Yes. And that one little pot that I made every week became a bigger pot, and now it's like a big, big, big pot. Yes. And that's how the seasoning came up to be. And the recipe, I just played with it. You put a little bit, to me, spice is like paint. Paint a perfect picture. You can put a little bit more cayenne, a little bit more lemon pepper, a little bit more garlic. You can play around with it, right? Until you lick it, and then you're like, damn, that's good. Yes. Yeah, the aha moment. When you get the aha moment, you better make sure that your notes are in line. Right? And then,
I got many books, just like you probably do. This It's chicken scratch.
Yeah, we write like doctors now, right? Our handwriting is all fucked up. Our handwriting is like, damn.
Yep.
But that's how it came to be. And then, I just got in love with making spices, and all of a sudden, after Thick Blast, we created Fusion and Explosion. We have about 6 sauce, and that's how it came out. It was just experimenting because we had to survive.
Yes. Oh, I get it. People always look at Nash and Proper and they're like, oh, you guys are killing it. But we had the same struggles as you had at Firehouse Crawfish. Like we were literally struggling. Like we were out at TNR. We were, doing our normal runs with the food truck and nobody was buying it. And then we're just out and we just did a free combo upgrade. That's it. We just wanted people to come. We were like, we'll give you fries and a, potato salad and a drink. I just need you to try this goddamn chicken sandwich, and then I got you hooked. And
you guys have the best sandwich though.
Thank you.
I'm hooked too.
Thank you very much. Yeah, because the recipe was always the same. Never changed the recipe. It was just getting people there. And like you said, $4.99 for a pound of shrimp. Free combo upgrade. Like that, we know we have a great product, right? And it's just like, but that's what we do in our head. We just sit here and we're like, we know it's good. We know it's good. What are we gonna do? But as soon as you drop that price or give something away for free, you got them. And that's amazing because I love that story, Minnie. All right. We're going down the list here.
All right.
So we're at Crawfish. We're at 16. Now we got Station 38 coffee. Now, I got into the coffee game. It's totally different from anything else. It has its own genre of people that love this coffee. How did you get involved with the coffee? And are you roasting it yourself or are you going through a third party?
Okay, so the coffee concept came up, owning a restaurant. We ain't got no space in the back. We leave all the space for the customers. Back there, your office is probably in the pantry or on the floor somewhere, right?
Yep.
Then we had an opportunity because we had the same landlord who is amazing. It's very important to make sure you work with the right landlord. He was like, hey, pizza's going out. You guys want to come in? And I was like, I don't know coffee, but I do need an office though, right? And it's down the street.
Oh my God, that's me. That's exactly what I do. I'm like, does it have an office?
I have meetings all the time.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for people who come into the restaurant and have meetings with me because I'm looking around, looking at customers, looking at my staff. I'm like, what the fuck? That food is not right. And they're looking at me like I'm not focused.
Yeah.
But when you come into a restaurant owner or when you come in to see a restaurant and talk to the restaurant owner, we are not focused because we have so much moving parts. We got to look at the customer, the food, the employees, the staff, the management, and we're not ourselves, right? So Station 38, I needed an office. And then when I started the coffee game, dude, I never knew the coffee beans were that expensive. I'm like, if you charge me this much for coffee beans, I have to charge my customers $7, $8 to stay afloat, right? Because how many coffee cups can you sell in an hour?
Yep.
So we don't roast our own coffee, but we was in search to find the right roaster. So I came in and I found this couple who's been roasting coffee in Sacramento for about 20 something years.
Okay.
Mom and pop roasting coffees, and they're selling coffee to all these major corporations. And I was like, hey, you know what? Let me see if I will work with you. And then we play with the recipe and say, you know what? It's good.
Okay.
So we don't roast our own coffee, but we do have it roasted locally from a couple that's been doing it for years.
Nice. Love it.
And then our top seller there is the Vietnamese coffee. And that's the #1 seller. So that was where I came in, with the condensed milk and the cream and how we drip the coffee slowly. Have you had a Vietnamese coffee?
I drink one every week.
Okay. Well, that's what that's the coffee thing. That's me right there. It's just
Okay.
a Middle coffee.
It's
That's where I came
so delicious. Pea smells like food for days, but
you know, with the coffee business, with the coffee business, right? Close enough for mom. With the coffee business, right?
yeah.
You cannot just sell coffee. When it comes to business, you got to understand how to scale your business and how to bring in extra revenue so you get rent paid and everything else. So that's when we came in with the sandwiches, the breakfast sandwiches, and that's where we don't have a kitchen. A kitchen is very expensive. So how do we make it work? So we sous vide our eggs.
Yep.
Right. So that's what makes our sandwiches at Station 38 special, is because the eggs are sous vide. And it's working out for us.
Okay.
God.
Kids hungry?
He's hungry. Can you pause it real quick? I gotta get this food real quick. Let me just do it for you, okay, babe?
No, I will do it.
No, you're not doing it. I'm sorry. To give you about 30 seconds to heat this up for him.
Oh, you're good.
What? I'm hungry.
So Station 38, you're sous vide in the eggs. What kind of breakfast sandwiches? And congrats to you on the breakfast sandwich, because that's something that's been missing from Sacramento for a long time. And I know Starbucks kind of does something like that, but their eggs I don't know what they're doing with those eggs, because they used to be really good. And now we got the sous vide eggs. What kind of sandwiches are you specializing in? I know they're breakfast, but what are some of the twists that you're putting on that?
The twist that we're putting on that, we get our brioche from Estelle. So fresh bread. And we got avocado. And and a lot of people are surprised, like, ooh, what is this kick? We brought a little bit of Firehouse Station there too. It's the dry seasoning. We put that on our avocado toast, just a little drizzle, a little shake, and people are like, that's, a spice is something magical. People don't understand. It's like spice has this little magic that even a little bit, it could turn up a simple thing as a avocado toast.
Yep.
So that's the spin on it. We put a little bit of our seasoning on there, just a little bit.
Nice. Yeah. And where's this one located?
On 38th and J.
38th and J. All right.
We named it Station 38 Coffee.
Okay.
Now the Station the Firehouse name is because my boyfriend at the time, which is my husband now, I keep saying that, he graduated from the fire academy. He was fresh out. And when we were opening Firehouse, Jacob.
Next door, Firehouse from next to my grandma's house.
Okay, baby, mama's working right now. Let's go outside.
Yeah, he trying to put on game. He trying to tell you how it all started.
Yeah. So, during Firehouse, even when we were struggling the first 4 years, he was doing residential with Placerville. So he'll be gone for 2-3 days. And then we had a reflect, say, hey, look, it's either fire department or this. We need to understand we can't balance both, right?
Yeah.
So that's how the name came into Firehouse Crawfish, Station 16, and this was 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Great thing. All right. So we into the coffee, and then all of a sudden you pivot towards Korean with Daikon. I got one in the Thomas, delicious. Thank you. Why Korean barbecue?
Korean barbecue is because Hi, Jay. Korean barbecue is because the concept of sitting together, Asians, we come from a big family.
Oh, yeah.
We always sitting together during dinner time when we eat together, right? So we look into the Korean concept and say, that's something that could be great, right? Bringing people together, and we love cooking. It could teach the kids and people who've never grilled before to understand how to grill and how to cook together. It's more of a experience. So that's how Daikon came out. We say let's create that. And with Daikon, it was special because it was built around family, discipline, and love. So with Daikon is a different business where we get to bring our families in, people we love to be a part of the business. And with Daikon, it wasn't just about me and him.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't about the fire or station. It was about, deep roots. Daikon means deep roots. And that goes back to family and love and people who's been there for us when me and him was drowning.
Yeah.
So now that we understand the restaurant, like, you know what, let's bring our family in, the people who really loved us, and have them be a part of this culture and business.
Okay.
That's why Daikon came about.
Daikon is really good. Really good. And you can also get the Firehouse Crawfish from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
COVID. When COVID hit, nobody wanted to
Firehouse going everywhere. We went a firehouse here, firehouse there. Hey, if the shit's working, do it.
Yeah.
We out here to make money. We out here to pay bills.
And when COVID hit, we still have to pay rent.
No. Man, like, people just don't understand this. You're like, if we wanted to stay open, we had to still pay rent, all of our bills. We still need a staff. Like, people don't understand when COVID hit how much. I don't know what you did, but I just remember I think it was the actual day. It was March 17th. And I got a text from one of my workers' wives saying that he had COVID.
And then your whole team freaked out.
Yeah. I'm sitting in Restaurant Depot's parking lot. I got the cart, pushing the cart out to my car, and I see this text, and I'm like, fuck. So I called Jake, and I'm like, Jake, this, hey, I'm not gonna say the guy's name, but he has COVID. What we gotta shut everything down. So I'm calling dude, I'm calling him, and he finally calls me back like after an hour, and I'm still sitting there with my cart, like I'm about to turn around and put this cart up. I don't need none of this. He calls me and he says him and his wife got into a fight, and that's how she got back at him. So I'm sitting out in Restaurant Depot's parking lot thinking that I got to shut everything down, and you guys over here playing games. So right then I called Jake and I'm like, what do you want to do? Do you want to deal with this? And he was like, we got staff. We got to keep going. And I got my managers together. I'm like, hey, we could do this, but are you guys in? We were all in. And we all got through, COVID's still going on, but we got through the first part to now with opening 2 restaurants while doing it. You're doing the same thing. What's going through your mind as CDC's all over the place? We get updates. What's your plan? Or is it just, let's just keep going?
Me and my husband got into it. I say, you know what? The public's health is very important. Shut it down. We could rebuild. And we've been rock bottom before. We could rebuild. And my husband said, no. We're going to follow protocol, and we're going to, where the boat rocks, we're going to try to study it. Our employee, you find out one employee has COVID or tested negative, the whole team freaks out. So how do we as leaders maintain a safe place mentally and physically? It's really hard, right? You have to play different. You have to bring out these different. I don't know. You have to bring out these different skills that you accumulated through the years. We're working with different type of people. And be there for them, like a therapist.
Yeah.
You got to calm them down, and you guys, okay, you take some days off. Our managers that were on salary was freaking out. Like, what did we do with all our managers, right? So that's why in business, let's go back to business because we're more business too. In business, when we started seeing an increase in business, we never ever kind of, I'm gonna go ahead and buy something nice for myself. No, we put it back in the business. And we were blessed enough to say, you know what, all the managers, you guys will still get your salary pay because we understand, right? Now, so that's what we did with COVID when shit was hitting the fan. We have reserves. Okay, the managers are still going to be on payroll. Let's go ahead and see what we need to do. When someone's freaking out, how do we train our managers to be calm and to be there for their staff? And how do we make sure that they're safe, right? Washing our hands, bringing in masks. But what you just brought up on March 17th, I think all restaurant owners and business owner understood that day. You remember it like it was yesterday. Like, where do we go from here? We had no help from anyone. We still had to pay rent.
Nothing. We
still had food that's going out to waste, right? We still didn't understand the concept. Okay, how we're gonna do to goes. But a lot of food. But during that time, a lot of the food deliveries, like DoorDash, helped out a lot, right? Did you guys? That helped out a lot.
Oh yeah, we actually made our prep kitchen into a ghost kitchen, and we're just serving out of there.
Yeah.
So we figured everything out.
Yeah, but during that time was a scary time for all of us. And that's what entrepreneur and being a business owner is about. It's like when shit hit the fan and when you don't know where to go, you got to listen to yourself and ask yourself, what can I do? What decision do I need to make sure that my whole team is okay? Not just me, but you got to think about the team first. The people that's been with you for the 5, 6, 10 years, right? How's she gonna pay her rent? How she's gonna make her car payment?
Yep.
Right? How he's gonna pay for this and that? They have families.
Yep.
You know what I did? The first thing I did was when they shut us down, we cleared our fridge, we gave it to our staff, we boxed it up, like, you guys bring it home.
Yep.
Right. And that's what we did. We just go with where the ship is rocking the most and try to stabilize it as much as possible.
Yeah, no, what we did, I just told everybody, I was like, hey, get on these food trucks, let's just go around. We figured out HOAs were the kind of where we needed to go with it because people were tired of making sourdough bread. Remember that whole sourdough bread, everybody baking? You remember that in the very beginning of the pandemic? Yeah, so people were done with that. And then we were doing the DoorDash, and we, for some reason, my event planner, she started just calling HOAs, and then we were like, okay, we could go, there's 5 in the Thomas we could go to, and then we started spreading it through the food truck community, and then Mofo got a hold of it, and it was all over. Paul's my guy. Shout out to Paul from Mofo. So real quick, I want to get into the Champagne Cosmetics. How did we get into the cosmetics? You look good. You always done up every time I see you. Why cosmetics? Did this happen during the pandemic, or is it something you always been working on?
Well, first of all, I was never done up like this. When you're struggling and when you're drowning in the restaurant, you right now it's like night and day.
Yeah.
When you broke and you don't know what you're doing, you look like shit. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But when COVID hit, baby, mom's on phone. When COVID hit, there's nights when I don't sleep and I'm thinking about, I reflect like where have I been and what struggles I've been through as a chef, as a woman, as me. And I remember me not giving time for myself and letting myself go, looking in the mirror and not recognizing myself because I had 2 kids and opening business after business. So I remember not celebrating myself.
Okay.
And I was like, shit, is there other women like that? right? Is there other women out there who don't celebrate themselves because they put so much in their kids, their business, their household, and they're stressed out? So that's where champagne celebration came in. So Champagne Cosmetics, because I wanted to have products that saves time and money.
Okay.
And for women to celebrate themselves. So we sell eyeliners that is multitask like a mother, which line your eyes and also hold your lashes in place without glue. Now, everyone who wears lashes understands that when you wear traditional lash glue, it has buildup and it will ruin your lashes, your false lashes, and your natural lashes. So at nighttime, when you pull out your lashes, you'll see 5 of your natural lashes there, and it will break your heart.
Okay.
So, so now we have the eyeliner that multitasks like a mom, and it doesn't ruin your lashes, right? And then
Yes.
we also have magnetic lashes, which come with magnets. And you line your eyes, and boom, you're in, you're ready to go. You know, you just focus on your day instead of, okay, how am I lucky, right?
Your brain is always working, Minnie.
It is.
Like
And that's
this.
how Champagne Cosmetic came up to be. Because I couldn't be in the kitchen.
No, that's crazy. That's brain on overdrive right there. That's what's up.
No, it's, that's what it is with being business owner. We're always thinking.
Yes.
But when COVID hit and I couldn't do anything with the restaurant or anything, you have time to reflect on yourself and the stuff that you've struggled with. You look at that and you say, how do I turn this into a positive to help someone else out? And that's why I focus more into women. And that's why I wanted to create a brand or a company that it's around women, because it was kind of hard for me to go into downtown and say that I was the executive chef, and I was like, shit, no one's gonna believe me, right? I mean, I'll be out there busting the table or doing something, and people are thinking that this lady asked me, excuse me, who's a chef? And I'm in a regular t-shirt. I said, me? And she's like, okay. But you're probably thinking that we're crazy, right? So it's hard being a woman in the restaurant industry, and it's mostly run by men. Sometimes me and my husband will go to meetings. I'll have him talk in the meeting, and then he'll come to me and tell me what they talk about in the meeting, and me and him will come up with, okay, let's do this, let's do that. Because I don't know what it is. But I hope I could change that one day. But it is. That's the
nah. You're changing it, and great mother, great entrepreneur. And, one thing that I like to stress on here, especially, right now, we need to start, picking our women up. Like, we sometimes as men, we just want a woman to hold us down, but we don't hold down our woman, and that's one thing that I always preach to anybody that I'm ever in contact with. Like, my wife is my queen. Like she could do whatever she wants, like I'm here to be a provider and, to make her life easier, because, especially her being a Black woman, you being an Asian American woman, like these men need to start holding y'all down.
That's what my husband did. Every meeting he go to, he said, the boss is Minnie.
Yeah.
The chef is Minnie. If you want to do this, I have to talk to Minnie. And he's always held me up so high.
Yeah.
I mean, the man gave up his dream career. Yes, babe? Yeah, I will. I mean, the man gave up his dream career as a fireman. To be Asian American, to be a fireman, it's kind of like, you got to jump through a lot of ropes to get there, right? But for him to give up his dream career, to follow my dream and open a restaurant and going through the struggle and washing dishes with no customers, and then also holding me up in a very high
standard.
Standard. And also preaching to people about me. I'm like, I'm thankful and blessed to have him, and I am where I'm at today because of him. He's not in the social media, he's not out there, but he is the muscle and the brains behind all this operation. Me, I'm just a visionary. I'm just the painter, the spice maker. And I'm like, I'm always like, talking, like complaining to him, and he listened.
Yeah.
He filters that stuff out, and he takes what's really important and he executes it.
Yep.
You know, and I understand women, we're all over the place, but we need a great partner to kind of file and filter what's important.
Yep.
So that we can, you know, move forward.
I'm with you on that, Minnie.
Yeah.
All right. So our next segment is our top 5. Are you ready to play some top 5 games, Minnie?
Sure.
All right.
Ready.
So you out here, you in Cec. I need to know Chef Minnie's top 5 restaurants. And it can't be any of yours. It can't be Nash and Proper because we already know those are up here. So top 5 restaurants in Sacramento.
Okay, guys. So top 5 restaurant in Sacramento. You know, I'm from South Sac, and I have Asian background, so it's a lot of Asian restaurants. A hole in the wall, which is like when you go in there, you're like, what? The service not great, but the food is bomb.
My favorite.
So so this is my top 5. It would be Godo.
Okay.
So CODO off of Stockton Boulevard. They have authentic Vietnamese food. Okay. And where else do I? And then there's a place called Nam Nung. They have a location in Elk Grove, and there's one on Stockton Boulevard.
Okay.
It's a spring roll place. You have a lot of there's greens and spring rolls and noodles, and you roll it up and you dip it in the sauce. It's pretty bomb.
Ooh.
So that's a second. The third one I went to today because I was craving it is called Duck Hung.
Okay.
Best pastry, best baguette ever. I used to work with a guy too.
Okay.
They went back to Vietnam and study the baguette making. So their baguette is on point.
All right.
Okay. What other places are there? I eat Chick-fil-A a lot because it's not my top 5, but it's very convenient. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
It's consistent. It's convenient. You in and you out.
Yep.
And another place would be Jack's.
Oh, Jack's Urban Eats. That's a first on this one. Yeah, Jack's. Jack's. Yeah, if you like the business model of Jack's is so great. Like one of the best. If you want to scale, you look at Jack's. You know, like what they did would just, it's not really minimized, but they're using everything, just everything from the bones of the turkey to, you know, getting their greens in every day, getting their turkey in every day, like roasting everything daily. Those guys are killing the game. And I've been, because I worked at Bella Brew over there in Natomas. And they were always trying to model after Jack. So when I started, you know, trying to build, you know, Cecil's Taste at the time, I was kind of thinking about that, but it just never worked out because that's a tight business model. Love Jack's. Yeah. All right. Top 5, because you're the mom, you're always at home. You just had to make your kids microwave them a meal. Top 5 easy meals to make for a busy mom.
Top 5 easy meal to make for a mom.
And hold on a second, babe. I hope you're listening to this one. Top 5 easy meals to make.
So top 5 would be grilled cheese.
Okay.
Would be fried rice. Egg sandwich.
Okay. What? No. Egg salad, fried egg, scrambled egg. Which one?
Fried.
Okay, good.
Fried with cheese on top.
I hate mayonnaise. No mayonnaise.
Okay, and he don't like mayonnaise on his. I like
fried ones.
And then the other 2 would be leftovers.
No,
We gotta save leftovers. Does that count? Leftovers?
No, look, hey, leftovers, you could always, you know, throw an egg on that. Be good.
And soup.
All right, good.
Any
All
kind
right. What's that?
Any kind of soup. You know, you can make leftover soup. Anything with leftover, you can make it into soup or porridge.
That's great. All right. because we saw this in your YouTube, you're a traveler. So top 5 places to travel from Chef
Top
Minnie.
5 place to travel would be Cancun because it's all inclusive.
Mm.
Mom, why is there so much Hawaii?
Okay. But honestly, when you watch my YouTube, when I travel like that, it's because when we were growing up, we never get to afford to go traveling, and our parents are getting older. So when we travel, I like to do those videos as memories. Like, you know, even though my mom never had, they had the language barrier because they didn't speak English and they were always hustling. They never could afford to take us on vacation. I like to film those to have memories.
Nice.
You know, when they're around. So
that's awesome.
So just want to put that out there. So Cancun, Hawaii, San Diego, LA, and the 5th one would be San Francisco. That's where
okay. You Cali like a mug. Love it. All right. So Chef Minnie, we're at the time where we're gonna be coming in hot. Now, this is any topic that you want. It could be political. It could be funny. What was the last one that we just had? Oh, the Nicole, she loved TikTok. So this is your topic. Anything that you want to say. We're not going to elaborate on it. It's just off the top, off the dome, freestyle. So Chef Minnie, it is time to come in hot. What you got, Chef?
Okay, coming in hot. Let me tell you what's going on right now. I'm pregnant right now, 5 months pregnant.
Congratulations.
And thank you.
No, 4 months.
4 months, 5 months, baby. So when I want to put this out there, when a woman is pregnant, she's going through a lot of emotion or hormones, right? And I want to understand, and I also want you to understand, if you're ever pregnant, speak up, speak on your emotions. And for those who has a pregnant wife and you say, oh, is this her hormone or her emotion? It's not. Even though she's hormonal, it's still valid. It's her feelings. So I want to put it out there. I have a great husband who listens, and I'm very blessed and I'm very lucky for him. But then that sometimes I reflect, like, is there other women out there who's going through this, and how can she make herself and the people around her comfortable? I want everyone to understand, when a woman is pregnant, when her body is changing, her emotions is changing, and her hormones is going crazy, it's still valid feelings. And then we need to understand that, like, she's going through a lot, and the reason why she's going through a lot is because she's growing a human inside her. And sometimes we need to kind of put ourselves in her situation and have a better understanding for her.
Ooh.
Is that hot?
That was hot.
All right.
Burning hot.
All right.
Go ahead and plug all your shit, all your websites, all your social media, YouTube, whatever you want to plug. Go ahead. It's your time.
If you guys want to find me, just find me at Chef Minnie Nguyen on Instagram. I live on Instagram. I don't really go into all the other platforms because I'm a mom now, so I don't really have a lot of time. But people can connect with me on Chef Minnie Nguyen on Instagram.
Love it. And this is coming in hot. Don't forget to subscribe where you listen to your podcast. You can holler at me at Coming In Hot, at Chef Cec, at Nash and Proper, at nashandproper.eg, www.Nash and Proper for those fire, beautiful, deliciously fried chicken sandwiches.
Best sandwich in Sacramento. Better than Chick-fil-A.
Thank you, man.
Better than Chick-fil-A. Just how Chick-fil-A has a drive-through.
Hey, I'm trying to get to that Chick-fil-A money for real, though.
You'll get there one day. You will.
Thank you,
Your
Minnie.
sandwiches are fire.
All right. Hey, I'll see you guys next week. Love ya. Peace.
Thank you for having us, too.
Thank you.